Arriving at 400 miles an hour for a high-speed demonstration of precision flying routine. As the team heads skywards, using that gap to get up to 6,500 feet, you'll see them form into 7 in a row. As they reach the top of the loop, over a mile high, they're going to slow to around 120 miles an hour. As they reappear and twist round to the right, they're being led today by Wing Commander John Bond. He's in his 8th year flying with the team and his 3rd year leading it. This will make him one of the most experienced Polaris pilots to date. On his right-hand side, just 6 feet away, is Flight Lieutenant Rob Thomas. He's a former Typhoon pilot and has operated with the Saudi Air Force flying the Hawk T-165. As the team sweep in from the right-hand side, the aim of the first half of the show is to fly all the aircraft as one, and they're doing that by listening to the cadence set by the team leader. And as they reverse out to the left, on the left-hand side is Flight Lieutenant Andy McEwen. He's in his 2nd year in the team as Red 3. He's previously flown the F-35. And also the AV-8B on exchange with the United States Marine Corps. Keep watching as the aircraft on the wings slide backwards in a cadence matched over winter training. They're going to end up being about 180 feet behind the boss. In an nod to an iconic aircraft that flew commercially nearly 50 years ago, this is Concorde. Reds 4 and 5 roll back into Eagle. Now Hawk T1 aircraft are of a similar vintage to Concorde, and unlike the F-35 and Typhoon aircraft that most of the pilots have previously flown, all of the flying controls are entirely manual. Any aerodynamic changes and G-forces that the pilots have to contend with will be felt through the stick, making smooth formation flying even more impressive. Red 7 slid to the back of the formation to our longest shape. Wherever they are in the formation, they're always taking their references from the boss. With a splash of colour, get ready for Blackbird. In the acknowledgement of Big 7 and the 2-3 com, that sets the cadence for the move forwards. Red 6 and 7 move up onto the wings into our widest shape for this year at nearly 280 feet across. In an impressive display of coordination and formation flying, they're setting up for the Big 7 roll. Watch out for the colour change as they ease up. Each aircraft is capable of holding 5 minutes of white and a minute each of red and blue. These colours are cockpit selectable by the pilot and have to be obeyed at the right time. We also have to make sure we choreograph the amount of smoke to fit the display. The team are positioning out to the left-hand side behind the trees and decelerating with the air brakes out to increase drag. In a manoeuvre not seen in over 30 years, they're setting up for the big for the 7-ship rollbacks. The pilots will perform pairs, coordinated rollbacks from the inside to the outside of the formation, switching colours. Keep watching for them to appear behind the trees to the left. Set of red rollbacks behind the trees. They're going to continue round to the left-hand side, setting up for the next manoeuvre, which is my favourite part of the first half of the show. Reds 4 and 5 move backwards off the wings into the stem. Red 4's squadron leader Chris McCann. He's a former Tornado GR4 pilot and a Hawk Aggressor pilot, helping to train frontline pilots. Dustin Wells is Red 5. He's a former Typhoon pilot and has operated operationally and in the test evaluation and instructor role. As Dusty enthusiastically calls aboard, Reds 4 and 5 are rolling on outside. Keep watching for the coordinated colour change on the coming right. Bond is leading the team out to the left-hand side to reposition for the next manoeuvre. While they're doing that, it's important to remember today that Royal Air Force assets and personnel are currently deployed across the globe on a number of exercises and active operations. We routinely deploy as part of NATO, protecting sovereign airspace from the Arctic all the way down through Eastern Europe. Whether supporting humanitarian response, maritime patrol, or striking deep within hostile territory, the Royal Air Force has a unique ability to rapidly deliver precision effects across the globe. As the aircraft positions to start the second half of the show, we aim to demonstrate this flexibility and agility as the team breaks down into smaller sections and more dynamic manoeuvring. As the team sweep round from the left-hand side out towards the crowd front, keep watching for the 3-4 split. Reds 1, 2 and 3 continue to the left. Reds 4, 5, 6 and 7 are out to the right-hand side. Red 6 is leading the 4 ship, Hitler's Flight Lieutenant George Hobday. He's in his 3rd year in the team and is first as the synchro leader. He's responsible for training both the synchro elements and Reds 4 and 5. As the team's set up for the first head-to-head pass of the show, these are done purely by matching flying and looking out the window. Get your cameras ready for the 3-4 cross. If you keep watching the 3 aircraft out to the front of the display, they're setting up for the most challenging manoeuvre for Red 3, who's just slid to the back. They're setting up for Twister. He's going to fly barrel rolls around the smoke of Reds 1 and 2. The continuously changing vector means he's flying the aircraft to its maximum. No, while Rod's been flying those rolls, he's also been changing colour, so he's pressing buttons on the cockpit while still looking and flying around the rolls. If you look out to the front, the smoke's just come on reds 4, 5, 6 and 7. Reds 4 and 5 are rolling around the outside, reds 6 and 7 roll shortly. Get your cameras ready for the Hannah break. Red 7 this year is flight attendant Ollie Suckling. He's in his first year as the Synchro wingman. As the aircraft are up at about 3,000 feet, they're on what we call the perch. They're using this time to counteract the effects of the wind that's coming from the right-hand side to make sure they pass in the middle. And if you keep watching as they dive down, they're aiming for ground points that they've studied from mapping to help them join back in the middle. As they're running in, they're closing in over 700 miles an hour, passing just 100 feet apart for the Hannah Pass. Red 6 and 7 will now reappear from behind the trees, pulling hard into the vertical. They're pulling about 6 G to apex at about 4,500 feet, over 2 miles apart. As they descend back down, they'll be looking for each other to pass back in the middle, closing again at over 700 miles an hour. As Synchro departs the crowd front, look out to the right-hand side, just to the left of the big oak tree. You'll see the smoke of reds 1, 2, 3 and 5. Pulling up in line of stern, reds 2 and 3 are sandwiched between the boss and red 5. This takes a huge amount of trust and commitment to the execution. Flying a snake-like line through the sky, this is Serpent. There's no respite for the pilots now as they move forward into a line abreast formation that we call Tango. The pilots will be looking directly down their shoulder line to put themselves parallel with the boss. Keep watching from behind the trees as they set up for the Tango present. As reds 1, 2, 3 and 5 disappear to the left, look out to the front as Synchro return to set up for another Red Arrow's iconic moment. Service in the military is demanding but incredibly rewarding. None of us could do our jobs effectively without our families, friends and loved ones. The heart is to recognise their dedication and to thank them for their continued support. As they complete the heart, reds 6 and 7 are using that windy technique again to make sure that when they reposition down the line, they can meet back in the middle. We don't use any GPS tricks, this is all done from local area study and ground features. As they run in from behind the trees, Red 6 and 7 will be looking for each other with the smoke on, setting up down the line. You'll see them pop up from behind the trees as they roll to set up for circus. When they meet in the middle, they're going to perform maximum radius turns towards each other, and they'll be pulling about 6G. It's nice to be here at Midlands. We're just back from 5 weeks away training in Greece. We've got a busy season ahead with a tour to the US for about 6 weeks, and then we're working hard all the way through until displays at the end of October. It's a new manoeuvre that's been worked up, but it's unusual for Red 5 to be leading head-to-head passes down the line. They've done all the training, they're going to pass 100 feet apart and hopefully make the fudge between Reds 1, 2 and 3, running in for the left. As the jets depart out to the front, keep looking to the trees on the right hand side. Synchro about to reappear for another new manoeuvre for this year. They've worked hard to develop and design this manoeuvre that we're calling Sidewinder. Keep watching for 7 as he rolls around the outside of the smoke, stopping the direction of roll and reversing it. Our display sequence changes every year, with Res 1 and the synchro leader working hard to make sure that the show works both for smoke and fuel and timing. We also want it to be exciting. Designing new manoeuvres is time consuming to make sure that they're safe and repeatable. Synchro out to our left hand side, they're repositioning to run down the line, accelerating up towards 460 miles an hour. If you look out to the right, you'll see the smoke on with rows 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 forming the goops to be intercepted by Synchro. Remember that the 7 aircraft and pilots you've seen here today are just the tip of the iceberg that's required to deliver this display. Bolstering the 7 display pilots, we have Reds 8 and 9, Flight Lieutenants Matt Brighty and Christopher Dean. They're not involved in the display flying at the moment, but are vital to our night shift displays and facilitating our other flying activity. They'll be joining the aerobatic display in 2027. We also couldn't operate without the hard work of our ground support team, known as the Blues. With roles ranging from engineering to photography, armourers to logisticians and ops support, they work tirelessly in the background to deliver the displays you see. No aircraft in the Royal Air Force would get airborne without the dedication and commitment of a vast team of people. If you're interested in finding out more about any roles in the Royal Air Force, then you can search online for RAF Careers or pop down to see any of the team at the stand. The team are repositioning deep behind the trees in front of us, setting up for Cascade, which will be the final element of the show. Last seen in 1997, we've worked hard to bring back this distinctive addition to the display. The team will pull up to a loop in front of us before departing out over our heads. We hope you agree it provides an awesome spectacle to finish the show. On behalf of myself, the Red Arrows and the Royal Air Force, we hope you enjoyed the show and would like to thank you for coming out today, supporting these events and appreciating how amazing aviation is. We always love seeing your pictures, so please do link us to anything you put on social media using the hashtag Red Arrows. As the team accelerates down towards us, please put your hands together and make some noise for the 2026 Red Arrows.